nice to have you here. If you've watched my previous video related to the API mesh and resolvers within the API mesh, I definitely think you will find this one interesting. And if you didn't see it, then there is a link in description, so go there, check it, and then come back. What I want to talk today, about the debugging. While developing on API mesh and while researching the resolvers topic, I was curious, how should I debug this stuff? Because you just providing within the JSON the resolver as the plain string means you don't have even the JavaScript file saved. You can do it technically if you host it somewhere that you can provide a link to the file, but if you're doing some plain mesh configuration, the API mesh configuration, then you will not have the link to it, so you will need to provide the body of the file. That was my question, how to debug it, and I found it out. So I just want to show you. It was not so complicated as I expected. So let's start it. First of all, there are quite nice documentation on this topic, which you definitely will be interested to see. There is like a command reference within the API mesh. I'll paste a link in the description, and what we will start for the local debugging, we will call this command. So it's AO API mesh init and then project name, so YouTube demo. We'll ask you some question. Do you really want to install it? Do you need to have a Git? Not for us currently. There is like two options to select the package manager. The npm package manager failed, and I was advised by Adobe guys to try Yarn, and Yarn worked. So I assume there are still some issues with npm. Maybe it's already fixed when you're watching this video, but just don't be scared that if something doesn't work then. Yes, create a directory, and it's initializing the API mesh locally for you, which is quite fast, I hope, so I don't need to fill this time talking about something else. I cannot tell you any joke of the day, because I was not prepared for that. Done. So we have our YouTube demo folder created. So it's creating the package here. It's empty. So you need to do two stuff now. First of all, you need to have your mesh file, and I have the privilege just to copy it from another project here. Yeah, and then let me open it. So no, not this one. So that's our file. That's a resolver from last example I shown in previous video. It's not really important what is it doing, because I just want to show how to debug it, and we're not going into the details. I'm using the native Magento Vinia.com GraphQL endpoint, which is open source. Feel free to use it till Adobe didn't remove this Magento.com URL. What additionally you need to do, you need to configure your environment for the debugging. I also have the privilege to copy VS Code launch file. Right, what if I forgot? Right, so then you need to run the mesh in debug mode. I have it here. So you're doing API mesh run, then defining the file you want to run, and then defining the port, and then just telling, okay, that's a debug mode. Quite easily, it's preparing some stuff here. What is it also doing? It's also copying your resolver, which you defined in this file, in this content, into the own file, which already makes much easier to read it. So it's in a mesh artifacts, tenant files, resolver. So that's our resolver, which we want to debug. And you already can see how it looks like. So it's already first step when you can see if there was a mistake, because you definitely cannot tell if there was a mistake here. If you can, you're a genius. But yeah, at least you can see it already from here. So then you don't have it running yet. It's only debugger who's listening. So let's go to run it. And it's already working. So it's stopping on the first line here. Now it's provisioning the mesh. So preparing the server and running it for you. Let them skip it. So it's not going to resolver inside yet at this point. It's already recognizing it because it's need to read it to validate that everything is correct there, and it's not will not break the mesh after you will deploy it. And then after it's done, you have it here on the local host port 9000/GraphQL. So let's have a look. What do we get? So that's our local host mesh. Do I have somewhere the examples? Yes. So I have the usual products query here, which fetching the media gallery, name, SKU. And then when I run it, it's stopping my resolver. How easy is that? Really cool. And yes, so in this case, every time you making the run again in debug mode, this folder will be regenerated, so your breakpoints will disappear. Don't forget about this. So if you, let's say, doing the changes and regenerated, then you need to set breakpoints again, because it will be like totally new file. But yeah, in this case you can debug, you can see what's going on, which data you received, and so on and so on. And then you get your output back. Looks quite nice. Yeah, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Hope it's interesting for you. I will definitely enjoy to record these videos, not only because of you guys, but also because of me guys. Because I spent some time to build this flow, to understand how it works and how can I debug. I don't know, let's say an hour. Then when 1 week later I started again, I still could not remember all points. And then after recording this video, I definitely will have the history, so I can always watch it and do it myself in the future. Yeah, don't forget to subscribe and share, like, if you want to stay tuned for next updates. And have a nice rest of the day, wherever you are now. Bye bye.